welcome to another episode of Sales After Dark. Hold on a second, I gotta turn something off here. There you go. Anyway, welcome to another episode. That's my graphic for the evening, by the way. What do you think? Sales After Dark, because money never sleeps. I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. Yes, I actually drew that, by the way. See, I was raised in Chicago. I don't tell this to a lot of people, but I was raised in Chicago. And so it was around a time where a lot of graffiti used to be spray painted on walls. Yeah, I did one of those things once in a while, so I feel bad right now. But anyway, that's what I learned, how to do that. But anyway, thank you for joining me on the Sales After Dark. By the way, if you're watching this on a replay, fast forward, because I'm going to say hello to my peeps. But before I do, I got to do this. A message from I think we're going to do a message from our sponsors right now.
Pipedrive is the first CRM platform made for salespeople by salespeople. There are 4 things that Pipedrive does extremely well to help your business grow. 1. Manage leads and deals by getting your leads fed straight into your sales pipelines around the clock from your custom chatbot and web forms. 2. Track calls, emails, contact history in order to have full customer visibility and control of your schedule. Eliminate busy work by also automating repetitive administrative tasks that learns from artificial intelligence. Insights and reports are also available so you can do a deep dive into metrics customized for your business and measure company performance against set goals. So go to pipedrive.live/Victor Antonio, sign up and get an extended trial of 30 days free plus 25% off the first 3 months by simply using the promo code Victor Antonio. Again, the link is pipedrive.live/Victor Antonio.
Love it, man. All right. Got that out of the way. Man, let's see who's in the house. By the way, I put all the information for Pipedrive, and people always ask me about the board and other things. They're in the description. Check it out. Let's see who is in the house. Let me advance this real quick. In fact, to get my messages here, I love using this smart board, man. This is an awesome board. Let me go with a white background so I can see all my comments. All right, bringing the comments online right now. Let's see. We got Uncle John coming in first off of Facebook. He said, I love your story about your wife selling you to go on a vacation and you were called a sissy by your daughter. Ha ha ha, enjoyed it fun. Yeah, that's one of my favorite stories to tell. If you don't know what he's talking about, look me up online. It's a funny story. So we got Jenna. Jenna's in the house. Thank you as always for your generosity. Thank you. And then we got Tahir Parawala. Good morning. And my man, yes, you are the first one to join from YouTube. Man, my girl, Mia Knox, West Coast in the house. Love it. And there he is, Brian, the Gator, Morale from the Las Vegas Strip, reporting live. You the man. Again, one of my favorites. You the man. No, you the man. Good evening, man. Welcome aboard. TJ's in the house, which is pretty cool. And again, if you're watching this on the replay, fast forward a couple of more minutes. Let me say hi to my peeps. Great day, SJ Landis. Yes, it is. Let's make it a great day. Bunch of happy faces. I love it, man. Arvin, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Right back at you, man. Our prayers go out to those people in Beirut and Lebanon, man. So throwing up a prayer for you, man. Let me see. Yashvardhan Patil, good morning, man. Good morning back to you. And he is in the house. Chris, good evening. Milwaukee checking in. VA, do you remember your first big sale? I do. My first big sale was actually an indirect sale. I tell the story about how I was working as an engineer for a sales guy. And we sold a system that I designed for like $5 million, but he got most of the commission. That was to me like the first big sale I was involved in. And then, do I remember my first big sale? Not really, because I kept getting a lot of small ones. But I remember there was one like a $50,000 deal. But you know, back then, $50,000 was a lot of money. So I do remember huge sales I got. I think one of the most proudest moments was we got a deal in Puerto Rico for $1.1 million. And for some reason, that one meant a lot to me. So I'm sure we all have stories, right, about that sale that meant a lot to us, man. Let me know what your first one was, man. It'd be kind of cool to hear. Ready to learn as always, shared with a few friends. See, that's what I'm talking about, Jenna. That's what I'm talking about. Shared with a few friends on my page. Thank you for your generosity. Again, right back at you. Getting some love from that side of the world. Love it, man. Thank you very much. TJ said, the music reminds me of Welcome to the Sales Influence Podcast, where we talk about finding the why and how people buy. That's because my son also wrote that other song, too. The other song is called Dream Killer, which is really my favorite song. The Dream Killer song is my favorite song. All right. So, when, bam. Hey, by the way, how do you officially pronounce your last name? I thought it was Wen. I had a Vietnamese friend who told me it was Wen. Tell me if I'm right. And if not, can you phonetically spell it for me? Though Wen says VA worldwide, man. I love it, man. Thank you very much. Good morning, all. Rami, good morning to you, man. Santouche. Oh, dude, I like that. I think, is this your first time, Santouche? Welcome, man. Those coming in from California, man. Stay safe, man. Luigi. You know who I am, and neither do I sleep. Chow from Boston, man. I hear you, man. I hear you, man. Taru, man, welcome aboard, man. Thank you for being here again. India, Bangalore, your training delivery is awesome, man. Thank you very much. Pete is in the house. I think we're almost there. Camless Sawant, throw you right back at it again. Dude, you're blowing up my links here, man. The comments. VA, this is great trade-off. $29.99 for a month for me to triple to quadruple my commission check. Ask until someone says yes. That's all you have to do, man. He's talking about that little thing right there. That's the Sales Velocity Academy. And also, don't forget, see this little thing right here? Make sure you hit that little bell thing right there if you want to get notifications when I go live, man. So check it out. Kingsburg, California. The Central Valley. I didn't know that. Hold on. I got two little things going on here. The Central Valley. I never heard of that. All right. That's cool. Anitra Summers. You were here last time. Thanks, Anitra, for joining us again. Jeffrey Anthony. Two first names again. What's up? Not much, man. All good. Been a busy day, man. Been doing webinars. By the way, can I share something with you? Yeah, let me share something with you because, you know, I've been doing these Sales After Dark live with you guys, right? And it's really cool. And I always tell people that one of the coolest things about trying something new is what we all call unintended consequences, right? Unintended consequences. And what's been happening is that people have been passing around my Sales After Dark. And I picked up two great contracts. Closed one today, closed one yesterday, over the phone, right? And well, really over Zoom, then over the phone. And so I'm saying to you, I want to motivate you because I did this 2 months ago. And again, I started, let's just do it. Let's see what happens. I really kind of was feeling my way through the dark. And it's always interesting when you start something. Remember, never aim for perfection, just aim for success. What happens is you start attracting things that you wouldn't have attracted unless you started doing it. So keep that in mind. This always happens to me. I start doing something and something just always attracts something towards me. I always tell the story how I got my television show, Life or Debt. If you haven't checked out Life or Debt, check out Life or Debt. Is because they found one of my videos online and then Hollywood called. So I thought I'd share that with you because it's really good news, man, on my side. Anyway, love your shredding of the light in the dark, man. Shedding light. Both shredding and shedding, right? One of the two, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Let me see. Good morning from Sultanate of Oman. From the Sultanate of Oman. Oh, all right. You know, inshallah, man. From Klang, Malaysia, Kartik here. Hey, man, Kartik. Thank you for joining us, man. Orlando, Jared. Campora. Hi, Victor from Puerto Rico. Boricua, ¿cómo está? Aquí, bregando, hermano, bregando. He gets it. And if you were here in the last live stream, you know what that word means. All right, Duncan, Joy, Hammett. Happy Thursday, man. Right back at you. And we have, Nalingkata Patra. Did I get it close, man? Well, I'll just call you MP, man. So anyway, thank you for joining us. Man, you're back again. Anitra, what do you have to say? I shared you too to my boss. He might have his crew watch. They should, man. Get those solar panel people on here, man. The Bunisher. Hey, man, you haven't been around for a while. The Bunisher, where you been, man? Glad to have you back. Pete's back again. Sales Velocity Academy rocks again, man. If you haven't signed up, you should try it out. Every salesperson can benefit. You know, thank you, Pete. Appreciate the words on that. Do you remember the first time you sold your own services rather than someone else's? P.S. Hi from Australia. I actually do, man. I remember I'll tell you the story, Felipe. I sold my first keynote, my first speech. That's like my service, right? And I remember I sold it I was selling a 45 to 60 minute keynote. And I tell this story in I got a documentary called The Motivator. You should check it out. It's free on YouTube. It's called The Motivator. Just type in Victor Antonio, The Motivator. It's a documentary. You can see my family. You can even see my house where I live. And I talk about how my first gig was like a $250 speech. And I was so happy when I got it because it wasn't the money, but the fact that I sold my service. So great question, man. Thank you for asking that, man. The Bunnish just says you deserve every contract. Thank you, brother, man. I appreciate that, man. I work hard. I like to think I do. Cool. Good for you, man. Thank you, Robbie. Appreciate that. Good evening, Bridget Springer. Welcome back. Missed you back, right? So, though you're back again, you are my only sales influence because I've incorporated what I find useful, discard what is not, and add my swag. There it is. By the way, what he's saying is important. I always say absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and then add what is uniquely yours. Did I come up with that? No. Bruce Lee did. What-a? That guy. So I love that line, man. Life or debt, a sick show, love it. Ya tu sabe, brother. Oh, I like that. Ya tu sabe, ya tu sabe. Muscat. I remember the lecture that was in Muscat. It was beautiful. Muscat, Oman. Oh, you treated me so good when I was over there. So I've been there like 3 or 4 times, man. I love Muscat, Oman. Love the people, man. Thank you, Victor. And by the way, Omanis are the best dressers in that region. I don't care what anybody says. I might get in trouble, but the Omanis, they know how to dress, man. They're just like, they're all Gucci'd up over there, man. So it's pretty cool. Congrats on the 2 new contracts. You the man. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. You do hard work, very consistent. Gotta be, man. Gotta be sure. Gotta grind it out, man. Gotta just grind. But anyway, so let's jump into today's topic. I got something interesting for you, as always. And so you said, Tho Wen just got on there and said, ya tu sabe. That's very Spanish when you say that. They say, ya tu sabe, you know. I was reading an article, and it was talking about how do you sell during the crisis, right, in the COVID crisis. Now, this might not apply to everybody. I think this one has more of a B2B slant, but I think you can apply it to B2C. But what I want to do is share with you this model that I was like, oh, this is brilliant. I get really excited when I come across something that's shown to me that's different, right? It's kind of has a unique perspective on selling. And so I'm going to show it to you, and then you tell me if you like it or not. I'm going back to dark because we do it dark at Sales After Dark, right? And so let me just go ahead and highlight. Well, let me set up the scenario. Let's say right now you're a small business owner, got a small company, you're trying to grow your business, right? And then we also know that today, if you remember some of my past live streams, I said there's 4 ways to grow your business. Let me go thicker on this thing here. There's 4 ways to grow your business, right? And I said there's 4 ways to grow their business. And one is, and by the way, you guys should memorize this because I'm telling you, man, this is great to know. There's 4 ways to grow your business. You can gain new customers, acquire new customers. You can retain your existing customers, hold on to your existing customers. You can also grow your existing customers. By the way, grow means upsell or cross-sell. And also, you can, I use the phrase reactivate. You can reactivate customers who haven't bought from you before. So if you're in business right now and you're trying to grow your business, these are 4 strategies, really 4 strategies that you can just implement. Just pick one, maybe 2. Go out and get new clients, which is tougher today, but hold on to who you already sold to, right? Just hold on to them, come up with programs, upsell and cross-sell those existing clients, or maybe reach out to people who haven't bought in the last, let's say, 6 months to a year, right? So this is one of these 4 strategies, if not all, you can try to apply in today's market. I would say that this one right here is going to be tougher, right? We've talked about that already. Don't want to go back over that again. So now, having said, we have different strategies to go out into the market. But let's look at that retain piece. Let's look at retain, grow, and cross-sell, because I think the greatest opportunity to grow revenues today lies in retaining your existing customer, right? And then growing your existing customer base as well. I mean, years ago, there was the phrase, right? That the phrase was like, it's 6 times cheaper. That was the phrase people would use. 6 times cheaper to, what? It's 6 times cheaper to keep a client than to go out and get a new one. But that was years ago when that phrase was used. I think this number is probably, I don't know, like 20 times cheaper to keep a client because it's hard to acquire a new client. So if we have a hard time acquiring a new client, why not come up with a strategy to keep clients that we have? Okay, so this is the mindset. We want to keep clients that we have. And we also don't want to treat them all the same. Would you agree that not all your clients buy from you the same way? So if our strategy is to retain our existing clients, upsell them and cross-sell them. So I'm trying to do 2 things here. I'm trying to hold on to my customers, but I'm also trying to upsell and cross-sell them, right? But let's focus on the retain strategy. Should I treat all my customers the same? Give me a yes or a no. Should I treat all my customers, my existing customer base, should I treat them all the same? Yes or no? Let me know. I'll wait for some responses. Should I treat them all the same? Hit me. Hit me. Yes or no? Should I treat them all the same? And I think I know what your answer is going to be. The answer is, Brian says no. Who else is in the house? Come on, you got a 50-50 chance of getting this right. Should you treat them all the same? Yes or no? Let me tie this into, do customers also ask for discount these days? Yes, that's a big yes. Everybody says no, no, no. Those says yes. You the man says no. Kurt says no. Kurt's just joined us. Kurt Kusanagi. Dude, that's a cool name also, man. Bunch of no, bunch of no's. The only outlier here is Tho Wen. So the answer is no. You can't treat them all the same. You wouldn't want to. And Michael Moore says, absolutely not. And the answer is absolutely not. You shouldn't treat them all the same. So what should you do? You should treat them differently. But let's kind of look at how we should begin segmenting our business, right? Now, we got a sponsor for this show, pipedrive.live, which is a CRM system, right? Again, check out the description, check out the link, do me that favor, right? Now, if you're not today storing information in a CRM, whether it's Pipedrive, Salesforce, Zoho, I mean, you name them, then I think you're missing out, because a lot of companies are struggling right now. Small businesses, I should be more accurate, are struggling because they don't understand their data. They don't understand their customer database because they don't have a well built out CRM. Now imagine if you had a well built out CRM. You're documenting everything, right? So this is the graph I want to show you, and then we'll talk about treating everybody same or different, and then why we might want to rethink this. So let's say that we're looking at our database, and here are my customers. Here's my chunk of customers, right? And I also can look at what everybody has bought over the last year. And so let me go ahead and just draw this real quick. Let me draw this real quick and make that longer. That's 10%, 20%, 30%, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. That's 100 up here. That's 100% up here. Just let me do that. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That's 100. That's 100% up here. Now, down here are all my customers, right? I'm going to list out all my customers down here. All my customers, all 100% of my customers, I'm going to list them down there. Over here, on this side, I'm going to take what percentage of revenue do they generate from my business. So here are all my customers, all 100% of them, right? All my customers. Then I'm going to look at how much they're buying from me, and I want to know what percentage of that revenue are they helping me generate. So whatever your revenue number is, that's your 100%. So if you're generating 5 million, what percentage of that million are these folks generating? Now, let's start out with something basic. We're all familiar with the Pareto Principle, right? The 80-20 rule. You got to know this, right? So it's called the 80-20 rule, and it's called the Pareto Principle. I think the guy's first name is Alfredo, right? Right. So Pareto Principle says, and you can use it in different applications, right? But it basically says 80% of your revenue come from 20% of your clients. You can use it in sales. 80% of your sales revenue come from your top 20%. So you can keep using that 80-20. So if we buy this, if we believe that, erasing that real quick. Hold on, let me erase that. If you believe that, then let's begin with this. 20% of our customers, 20% of our customers are buying 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. That means that 20% of our customers are buying in this region right here, right? That's it. I know it looks weird, but I mean, this is basically, many people know that the majority of business comes from the top 20%, right? Now let's call this top 20%, let's give them a name. Let's call that Tier 1 clients, the best of the best clients, right? Now, let's go to Tier 2. Tier 2, and here's where you're going to apply the 20, 50, 30 rule. The 20, 50, 30 rule. I'm just telling you, if you really learn this and you explain it to somebody else, they're going to think you're a genius. Listen to me. So then the next 50% of the people, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, which puts me at 70, right, are going to buy, by the way, this is 100% right here, all the way at the top, right? So if I erase this, let me just erase that. 20, you got that already. So what's going to happen now is that this portion right here, the 70%, the buy line is going to be something like this. If you look at a purchase line, it's going to be something like this. In other words, this 50%, they're going to buy in here. this is what they're going to contribute to revenue, right? They're going to contribute to revenue here. And then if we take the last 20%, remember 20, 50, 20, or 30 rather, the last one is 30%, they're going to be in this zone, right? They're going to buy here. They're not going to buy much. If you look at the revenue contribution, they're not going to buy much. They're going to buy some here, and then these guys are really buying, right? So tier 1, bam, we call that tier 2, we call that tier 3. Now, if the majority of people are buying right here from your company, your business, would you treat them the same as compared to those? The answer is no, you wouldn't. So this is interesting because now we have 3 types of clients, 3 segments within our database of clients that buy differently, that have different buying behavior. Now, if we know this, and I repeat the question again, should we treat them all the same? The answer is no. The answer is no. So what should we do? Well, keep in mind that if our strategy is to hold them, keep them within the company, who do we treat the best? Who do we treat the second best? And who do we treat like the redheaded stepchild? That one right there, right? Now, let me kind of wrap this up for you. So if you buy that, let me erase this. If you buy that, then here's the important piece. What if your strategy now is you've come to the conclusion, says, look, we're going to market right now. We're in this pandemic situation. And by the way, this is not going to be done by the end of the year. And this is going to be the next. I personally think we're not going to get back to anything that resembles a new normal till 2022, not 21. 21 is still going to be a recovery year, right? The rest of the year is going to be tough. 21 is going to be the recovery year. Maybe in 22, we get back to something normal, right? So if that's the case, what's happening with our clients today? Our clients are struggling, right? And a lot of them come to you and says, can you give me better pricing? Can you give me better pricing? And too often we're too quick to give better pricing, but maybe we can do something else. What if we begin to segment our clients and then come up with ways to offer them different levels of services and then use that instead of giving discount? Let me say that again. What if we have 3 tiers of services that we give our different customers, and then instead of giving price discounts, what we do is we give different level of services. For example, if we have a tier 1 client, now we call the tier 1 clients, let's call them valuable. Would you agree? They're valuable, right? They're buying, they're paying. And how do you know? Because tier 1 clients are paying their bills. They're paying on time, right? They're taking care of business. It's almost like business as usual. They're paying their bills. Tier 2, we discovered these people, I'll use the phrase, these folks are viable, which means they're right in the middle. They're struggling. They're kind of trying to get their legs on them. They're trying to, again, go for it. And by the way, the way I highlighted this was green is always these guys, just like a stoplight, right? These guys, caution, proceed with caution. Give them the yellow light, right? And then we have, if you look at tier 3, I'm going to call these guys vulnerable, which means what? Very shaky. That was the tier 3. These are the people that are going to struggle. And so what type of behaviors do they exhibit? You can actually see it. Tier 1 people are going to pay on time. Tier 2 folks are going to ask you for, let's say, deferred payment. They're going to ask you for, maybe instead of net 30, pay in 30 days. Can I have net 60, pay in 2 months? Net 90, pay in 3 months, right? And then the vulnerable people, these are people who probably maybe stop paying or maybe cancel orders, right? So now we have 3 different types of clients. So then what we should start thinking about is how do we, in order to retain the best of the best, because I want to focus, if this was my business, I'm focusing where? I want that. That's where I would focus my time. So how would I do that? From a business owner perspective, how would I do that? Because again, T1, T2, T3. And somebody jotted T3, too much nagging, always asking for more. So Rami Saleh says basically T3, these are people who will always complain about pricing, will always ask for more, and really wear you down. You're absolutely right. Who was the guy that said, was it the guy from GE? What's his name? That every year he fires the bottom 5% of his clients because all they do is suck out resources. You ever have those clients? Give me a one if you know what I'm talking about. You ever have those clients that they shop on price, they argue with you, they negotiate with you, and then you finally accept a deal, and then they turn out to be the worst nightmare in the world, right? Hard to deal with, always demanding, always wanting more, always wanting another break, whatever it may be. If you know what I'm talking about, give me a one on that one, because I know what those are. So back to this. We have three people. It was Jack Welch. I thought it was Jack Welch. So Jack Welch said, was it 5% that he fires every year? He said, I fire the bottom 5% every year because I don't want to deal with these people, right? So I want to focus where? On tier 1 and tier 2. So if that's the case, if you know that's the case, here's where we can help salespeople. It was Jack Welch. I said I had quite a few of them. It was Jack. Okay, so let's say you're a manager right now for a small business and you got a couple of salespeople, inside, outside, whatever it may be, right? You need to give them instructions on how to treat different customers because we should treat people differently. So when customers call in, I don't know about you, but I'm going to start segmenting very quick. Who's tier 1, who's tier 2, who's tier 3? Having said that, my question to you is, how would you treat them differently? How would you begin to set up a plan to treat them differently? May I suggest the following? Let's say that, and I'm going to use like website examples of this. You ever go to a website and they offer you the, the bronze? You go to a website, they go, we got the bronze plan, we got the silver plan, right? And then we got the gold plan, right? The gold plan, right? You with me? And so what if, instead of silver, bronze, and gold, we go T3, this is T3, lowest level, T2, and then T1, highest level, right? Kind of using the same analogy here. What if we sat down and said, okay, when a T1 client calls, that's our best of the best customer, what type of services can we offer them to make them stay? So for example, let me walk through a couple I've already mentioned. So I can give them, let's say, extended terms, right? By that I mean, instead of paying in 30 days, maybe they can pay in 120 days. Why? Because they're reliable. So they get extended terms. Maybe we can offer them, we'll call it expedited, fast delivery, right? We give them fast delivery. And then what else? What else would you give your top client? Give me something. Help me out here. Give me something. What else would you do? Extended terms, extended delivery. You can probably offer some free training, right? Maybe it's a new product. You can give them free training. What else would you give? The best of the best customer, what would you give them? And don't say discount. I'm trying to avoid the discount word here. Somebody said free shipping. Love it. Free shipping. What else you got? What else you got? What else would you offer this? How about flexibility? If you don't like the product, we'll return it, no fees. So we'll say a great return policy, right? We'll create a great return policy for these customers. What else? 24-hour access. Love that already. 24-hour access. You guys are on a roll now, man. 24 hours access, free shipping. Throw in samples for tier 1. Free samples, right? Let's just say free samples. I can't fit this off. Free samples. I'll put it in there. You guys can figure it out. Extra, triple royalty says extra warranty. So let's just say warranty, great one, warranty, right? And what else we got? What else do we got? Extra warranty, content, I don't know what that means. Personal follow-up, maybe credit. Rami says credit, love it, right? Different type, it'd be credit. Extra service instead of some of the discount, special. I don't know what the last part is, but I like the credit. I like the credit piece, right? We'll give you extra credit. How about loyalty points? So for every purchase you make, so we'll throw in, I'll call it loyalty points down here somewhere. Loyalty. You get the idea, right? So let's just stop there, right? You get there. Now, that is all the things you're going to offer your client without giving discounts. These are all the things you're going to give them. What else we got? Longer warranty, access to new products first, right? You get the betas. You get to do the beta testing first. Bonus products on the side, upsells, all those wonderful things, right? Imagine if you sat down with your team and says, what do we do for our tier 1 clients? Now imagine that, let's just kind of slow down here. Now you know this, you've defined this for your sales team. And you're talking to a client today in this environment, and they're saying, we just need a better price. We just need a better price. And instead of saying a better price, what if your salespeople have this list in their head and say, Mr. Customer, I don't have a lot of wiggle room on the price, but I'll tell you what I can do for you. Why don't I give you the opportunity, instead of doing net 30, we'll do net 120. Mr. Customer, what instead of that, giving you better price, what if I just add, let's say, extended terms, or how about this one, expedited delivery. We typically deliver in 2 weeks. We will guarantee that we will have it at your door within 3 days to 5 days. Would that help your business? Because now they can turn around their inventory and then sell that product to the end customer, so that would help them get more money faster, right? Faster churn. Then you can talk about free training. You guys mentioned free shipping. You know what, Mr. Customer, instead of doing that, the discount, why don't I give you, and just include the shipping and not charge you for that at all? Now, all of these have some value, you know what I mean? But all of a sudden, these are things that now your salespeople have like bullets. They can fire back without giving discount. See, too often salespeople don't have these things in their back pocket, so to speak, or in their holster, so they give up a discount. Now, let's do the obvious. Now we move over to tier 2. Well, tier 2 is not as special as tier 1. So then maybe what you would want to bring over is only a few of these, right? You would only bring over a few of these. That's it. So in other words, you would bring warranty over, extended terms over, whatever it may be, bring a few over. And then the obvious part, tier 3 people, you only give them a couple of things because from your experience, from your data, they're not buying. And this is what I wanted to share with you now, because I think this is really powerful, because instead of giving a discount, we give our salespeople, we arm them with tools to be able to negotiate without giving a price. There was a book called by, I read this years ago, but I remember the number because it was very impactful. I think it's Tim Riley. I think it's Tim Riley. You guys can look it up. Gator, you can look this up. I know you'll find this very quickly. Riley with the Y, R-E. And he wrote a book called Value Added Selling. It was called Value Added Selling. Something like that, right? Look it up, Value Added Selling. And he said something in the book. He didn't say it. He highlighted something. He actually did a mini P&L statement, profit and loss statement. And what he discovered was really interesting. What he discovered, let me do this in white. What he discovered was powerful. In one example he gave, did you know that a 5% discount in top revenue, do you know what I mean by top revenue? Sales, from the sales, top sales. A 5% discount, by the time it went through, the accounting people love this, fixed costs, variable costs, SG&A, and all that stuff, it would impact the bottom line by about 25%. Most salespeople don't get this. See, they think giving a 5% discount is just 5%. What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is that there's costs associated with producing that product. I know, services over here, but product. So if you're producing a product, that product costs money to produce. And by the time it impacts the bottom line, net, it could actually reduce it by 25%. So if we can give our salespeople tools to combat the discounting request, then I think they stand a better chance of being able to push back without giving a price discount. So typically these are called non-economical concessions. Okay, non-economical concessions. In other words, there's no monetary value. Again, all this stuff costs something. But I'd rather give you one of these services than give you a discount. Now, I want to leave you with one more message, then we'll take some questions, because this is interesting. And I just learned this, and I think it's really powerful. You know, now I'm going to discount. In fact, let me just clear the board, man. Let me just clear the board. So, the problem with the discount, the biggest problem you have with a discount, we have several problems, right? But the biggest one is when you give a discount to a client, they want it forever. You ever had that problem? You give a discount and they want it forever. So it's hard to take a discount away. So that's one of the biggest dangers of giving a discount, because the next time, look, we started at 1,000, right? That was what the product cost. I gave them a 20% discount. I charged them $800, right? That was the discount after discount. Now, the next year when he comes back to buy, is he going to start from 1,000? No, he's going to start from $800. And so it's hard to take that discount away, and they're going to want another discount. It's just part of the game we play, right? So one of the things I've learned that you should do, and this is a powerful phrase. One of the things you should do is, ready? This I will put in orange, only because it's just an interesting color. What you need to do is, it didn't come out in orange, but we're going to go back till I get orange. There we go. What you need to do is label your discount. Label your discount. Listen closely, man. This is cool. You're not going to hear this anywhere else, man. You got to label your discount if you want to be able to take it back. All right? Label it. What do I mean by that? Let's say that we are in this environment, and let's say that you have to give a discount. You tried to use, for example, free shipping. Client says, "Thank you, Victor. Net 120 instead of net 30. Thank you, Victor." And you said, "Extended warranty." They go, "Thank you, Victor, but come on, hook a brother up. Dame algo. Give me something," right? And then you want to give them a discount if you want to close the deal, right? Because that's the thing. If you're going to give a discount, it's to close the deal, not to keep talking or negotiate. It's to close the deal. And let's say that you're going to go with a 10% discount, right? I would say something like this. "I'll tell you what, Mr. Customer." I said, "Right now we have what we call a COVID, and I'm making this name up, by the way. And if I spell this wrong, I'm sorry. We have a COVID catastrophic discount of 10% that will last through the rest of the year. That I can give you." Now, by labeling it and putting a time frame on it when it will expire is a very important strategy. When you label it, you stick in the customer's head and you put it in the invoice. And by the way, when I say put it in the invoice, I mean put it in the invoice. So here's the $1,000, and then I put the COVID catastrophic discount of 10% and then charge them the difference, the $800. I would put that in there. And so by labeling it, first of all, I gave it a name, but I also let them know that this is under special circumstances and it expires, and I would put that in the invoice also, expires by 12/31 or January 1st of 2020. This allows you to label and put a time frame to take back the discount without the customer feeling resentful. So for example, what you can do is come December 1st, remember it expires in January of 2021, but come December 1st, what you can do, the tool you gave your salespeople is like, all right, December 1st, what we're going to do is going to remind all our customers that the COVID catastrophic discount expires in 30 days. Please take advantage of it. Oh, it's a beautiful thing, because all of a sudden, orders are going to rush in. Trust me on this one. But they also been told that it's going to expire. And when it does expire, January 1st, they're not going to resent you for it because you told them 6 months ago this was only for the end of the year. And then you reminded them at the end of the year, with 1 month left, that they can put in their final orders, and then you can take the discount back without any resentment, right? And again, you can use this, for all 3 tiers of your customers. You can use it for tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, right? Because this is actual buying. But again, or you can reserve it for only certain tiers. You can play with it if you want. Because keep in mind, if you're taking care of tier 1 and tier 2, and you can hold on to at least 5% of those people so they don't go somewhere else. 5%. Studies have shown that if I can hold on to 5% of my client base, I can increase my bottom line by 25 to 95%. Wow. So again, give your salespeople or ask your manager to give you the tools to be able to negotiate not with discount, but with different services that you can offer for different tiers. And by the way, if you're a salesperson listening to this, listen to me. This is important Because right now, if you don't have some of these tools, right, to give, you can turn around and tell your boss, say, look, I need to give extended warranties, net extended terms and conditions, right? Free shipping, delivery, whatever it may be, to my tier 1 customers. And you'll be able to justify at least the tier 1 customers because they're generating the majority of revenue. And your boss, if he's smart, if the manager's smart, is going to say, that makes sense. We're not going to do it for everybody, but I'll do it for the tier 1 and maybe the tier 2. And now you can sell more effectively in your business. And that is what I wanted to share with you tonight. Let me know what you think, and I'll take questions right now. And I think we went that was a good 20, 30 minutes, man. Sorry about that. I think I went a little long on that one, man. Let me know what you think of that. Did that make sense? Because I think it's an interesting strategy. First of all, think of segmenting our customers, 1. 2, creating different non-economical services that we can give them, not direct discounts, something we can give them instead of a discount that allow you, the salesperson, to negotiate more effectively. And then the third point I wanted to make is obviously label your discount, whether it's COVID, catastrophic discount or whatever it may be. You can just label it and it's easier to take back. So I think it's a pretty cool strategy, man. I think if you can implement some of these, if you're a manager, because right now salespeople are struggling. Too often sales managers yell at their salespeople because they go, well, our salespeople always give away discounts. Well, maybe they're giving away discounts because it could be, 1, they don't know how to present value. Let's put that to the side. Let's assume they know how to present value. But maybe they need some of these non-economical freebies or gifts to actually be able to push back the customer. Okay? So kind of keep that in mind. So the Bunisher says, I really like the labeling. I think the labeling is actually pretty cool. And the time frame discount, Rami, I'm with you on that. The time frame discount lets them know. And I think you'd be amazed at how many people start putting in orders. So time frame discount, that's cool. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate that. Yeah, the labeling is nuts. Smash that like button. Dude, smash the like button. That thing down there, just smash the like button. Okay? Let me see. Rami says, yes, I agree. This is practical. Thank you. Excellent, man. Love the label discount. Really great. What can be strategies to move the client from tier 3 to tier 1, or should we just leave them there? Well, I don't think you can help them sometimes. I mean, sometimes they just don't have the revenue. It's that that's why they're in that vulnerable mode. It's like their business model isn't working. It's like some companies right now are growing. Some are just stagnant, and then some are just totally declining. And there's nothing you can do. But you can try to offer them something, but keep in mind that that's not where your major revenue is coming from. And also keep in mind, if you only have so much time and so many salespeople, you got to focus on the big accounts, your tier 1 and your tier 2. So great question. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know I missed a few here. I will watch the replay. Khalid, thank you. Watch the replay. Great. Thank you, Anitra. Appreciate that. Though Wen says, always be a product of the product. So if you're going to sell something, you better use the product because that's great. Thank you for the wonderful lecture. I wish you good health. Thank you very much. Andy Wen says, again, thank you. There's some laughing out loud. I don't know what you're laughing at, Nitra, but hopefully it's funny. Sensual obsession. Oh, man. One of the greatest kicks I get out of doing this live stream is the name you guys choose. That was pretty cool. Sensual obsessions. Hold on, I'll take a drink on this one. Later on, I'm actually going to look at what this actually is. I have to look it up. It's curiosity will kill a cat. You actually helped me build my business 3 years ago when you read and answered my question about selling at the flea market and getting customers to come into my shop. I remember you. I do. That's wow. Dude, I remember you. Yeah, no, as soon as you said flea market, I go, I remember. Wow. Because I think we talked about at the flea market creating your own sensual obsessions, your own perfume colognes, right? Instead of reselling somebody else's. Wow. Man, congratulations, man. I'm happy for you, man. Oh, that's so great, man. I love that. That's a good throwback right there, man. Thank you. Love this, Victor. How would you handle the challenge, let's say, past the discount expiration date? Customer says that he or she still wants to keep it, otherwise it will start shopping somewhere else. See, this type of buyer is a price buyer. This type of buyer is typically a tier 2 or maybe even a tier 3 buyer. So what I would do if I were you, Rod, if somebody says that to me, I'll tell you what, the discount's expired. But I'll tell you what I'll do. You tell me if you like this, Rod. This is what I would do. I would say, look, this is where I would say, you're buying, let's say I'm selling you, I don't know, a $100 product and you're going to buy, 500 of these, right? That's what they're looking to buy. So you're selling them at $100, they're going to buy 500. So I'll tell you what, Rod, I said, I'll go talk to my manager. I don't think I'll be able to get the discount. But if I'm able to get the discount, I know they're going to ask for something in return. So to increase the chances of me getting this deal, why don't I do this? I'll give you a 10% discount. We'll sell these at $90 to you, but you got to increase your order to $1,000. If you can do that, then I can give you a better deal. And if they say no, well, then you got to make the choice, right? Do you walk away? But, when somebody threatens me with going somewhere else, I'm like, go. Because this is the game they play. They keep working you off each other. If they're playing that game, then they don't see the value in what you're offering. So that's the best I can come up with. That's what I would do. Other than that, I would just walk away, man. There is a purchase department who expects discounts, else they get annoyed. What to do in that case? Camless, you're right. But, right, I'm not arguing with you. That's their job. I mean, this is like a cat and mouse game, right? See, they send salespeople to sales training to sell more. They send purchasing agents to purchasing school to get the price down. So it's always like this, you know what I mean? It's this constant fight. And people in purchasing are sometimes incentivized by how much money they save, right? True statement, right? They're incentivized by how much money they save the company. So what I would suggest is the following. If they're doing that, then one of the things, again, I'll assume if it's a B2B situation, if you're dealing with purchasing, then I would suggest the following. If you're talking to the manager, right, you're trying to sell it to that manager, my whole thing would be I would always try to find another decision maker on either side. And let's say purchasing is one of the 4 people making a buying decision. I would have, if this is a CTO, this is a CIO, and I'm selling some type of software package, I'm going to convince these 3, right, that it's necessary. And then I'm going to just say, look, when I'm talking to purchasing, I said, this is our price. I've discussed it with your CTO, your CIO, and your manager. They see the value in it. If you can't do the deal, I understand. But then that purchasing agent has to go back to each of these people and explain why they didn't buy. And in many cases, once you push back a little bit, they'll stop doing it. But too often we let purchasing people take advantage of us, and I think that's a mistake. I think sometimes it's okay to push back, man. That's what I think. So again, without knowing the specifics, because each case is different, but you're absolutely right. Purchasing is motivated to lower price. I got that. You're absolutely right. Our job is to push back just a little bit, man. Just a little bit. Education is a good strategy. Education is a good strategy, mate, to move them if they have the budget. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you educate them, if that's what you mean, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, great, Rami. I'm bringing this to the table tomorrow morning on our sales meeting. Fantastic idea. We'll figure out how to apply it to our landscaping business. There you go, Jay Martinez. Yeah. By the way, especially because even customers, even your B2C customers, right, or business to residential people, they're going to ask you for a discount. They're going to say, "Can you give me something on that?" Right? Can you throw in a sweetener, right? Something, right? So if you can find a way to get that up front, that'd be great. It's the fragrance company, my man, Obsessions. Yeah, it was funny, man. Okay, so I was right on that one, man. I do remember you, man. Great lecture. Great point about the effects of the discount and how it ultimately costs more to the bottom line. Yeah, Mark. Like I said, the book I think it's Value Added Selling. Tom Riley, I think is the guy's name. So if I screwed that up, from Cologne, that was it. Hi, Victor. There's a strategy on how to compare our discount. And is there a strategy on how to compare our discount and the competitor's discount? Well, JJ, the discount shouldn't matter. At the end of the day, the customer is only concerned about the price. So, if I'm selling at a higher price, even if they gave the same discount, I'm still going to be more expensive. But if you're asking me is, if the customer gave them a discount, how do I match that discount? Or how do I know what that discount is? You don't. You can ask the customer to give you the price, to show you the price. A lot of times customer says, well, I got a better price down the road. Can you match it or beat it? And every time I hear the match it or beat it, I have this like, I don't want you to buy from me. You know what I mean? Because I don't do matching and beating. What happens is, like in business, JJ, there's something called the price death spiral. And basically what it is here, JJ, this is you. You offer a price. Then we go over to Victor, and Victor gives them a lower price. And then they come back to you and they ask you for another price. And then you go to the competitor, they ask him for another price. And then we do this. And it's a race, as we say here in the U.S., it's a race to the bottom. And so if you got people who are constantly asking you for a discount, then I would suggest that either one of two things is wrong. One, your product is really a commodity and they can get it anywhere, which is why they're asking for a discount. Or you're not positioning the value. I guess the third option would be you're not targeting the right people that would actually pay the extra money. So I wouldn't worry so much about what the other customer is giving for a discount. I'd want to know what they're charging, what the system costs, what the product costs. I don't care about the discount. The discount is kind of an inflated number anyway, because anybody can actually, make up those numbers. You said, build my brand, and I did it. I really appreciate your help. Yeah, man, I remember this, man. Build your own brand. That's so cool to hear from you again, man. Thank you, man. I think trying to sell the tier 3 to get them to tier 2 and tier 1 is all about what sales is all about. That is sales. I'm going to disagree with you, DeBunisher, because if they don't have the money, it doesn't matter how great of a salesperson you have. They don't have the money. If they're losing money, if they're hemorrhaging, and by the way, I'm not saying that it's not possible to take a tier 3, move into tier 1, tier 2, and then move to 1, right? If the potential's there. Let me highlight. Because where you are right is that sometimes a customer just bought for the first time and they didn't buy a lot. They just bought something small, right? Let's just say our average tier 1 people buy $500,000. But the new customer that just came on board only bought $50,000 because maybe they wanted to test it out. So you would be absolutely right, because maybe they're just testing our product. So I would have to know that client specifically to say, you know what, this customer has potential. And I've had tier 3s move into tier 2, tier 1. What I'm talking about is that I've seen their buying behavior over the last 2-3 years, to say something, right? So I've analyzed buying behavior, and I know that these customers never buy more than X. That's what I'm talking about. So we're both right, but from two different perspectives. So you can move a new client with potential through the tiers, and yes, DeBunisher, that is selling, man. So I like that. I like that. Good point. Looking back on my career, my biggest mistake was trying to make tier 3 customers into tier 2, tier 1. See, DeBunisher, it's not just me. You can try, but I would have very strict guidelines and timelines for moving clients between tiers. So what P is saying is perfect, because he's framing it. He's not saying you're wrong. He's actually saying you're right also. But you got to define the rules, okay? So if they're not buying over a certain period of time, let's say more than a year, they only bought so much, then you know what? I'm not going to spend a lot of time with them. And so really define how you want to do that. But sometimes you'll bang your head against tier 3s and they just simply will not move to tier 2. So SJ Landis, thank you. Great, Victor. Really, on my way to sales career. So what do you say? Salt on my way to sales career. Or you're starting your, congratulations. Welcome to the sales career. I mean, I love sales. I think it's a great profession, man. I think if you know how to sell, you'll always have a job. Missed half the topic. Sorry, client called. But that discount label, that was really smart, Senor Victor. It's frustrating. Some people ask for a discount, but still don't buy. The thing is, when somebody asks for a discount and they don't buy, here's what you say. Again, TJ, just use a simple line. So if they're asking you for additional 10, let's say they go, I need you to be at this price. And then I'd simply ask, so if I'm at that price, you're ready to start right now. You're ready to buy right now. If I can give you that discount, if I can find that discount, you're ready to buy right now. Is that what you're telling me? That's all you have to say. And they'll tell you, and they'll go, no, I don't know. And if they do that, I say, well, I can't guarantee you a discount then, if you're going to think about it. So try to close them on the spot. Jay Martinez, I'm bringing this. I had this one already, right? Morning on the brainstorming. Got that one already, man. Thank you, man. I was asked what CRM I wanted today. Check out the pipe drive in the description. It's a nice system, man. I think it's relatively priced well, and it's a very simple system to use, not complicated. Sparrow's Tail. Hi, Victor. I have a low sales week. I'm going to have a lot of dead time tomorrow. Do you still recommend making marketing videos as a way to use that time and boost sales? Depending on how, Just doing videos because you have downtime is not a strategy, Sparrow's Tail. Hate to tell you that, it's not a strategy. When I'm talking strategy, I'm talking consistently. Like what I'm doing with these live streams, that's a strategy. It's consistent. Let's put something together. Let's be consistent in what we deliver. So maybe you should think about, how do I make something part of my process, like the videos? How do I make it part of my sales process, even when I'm having a good week? So again, it's not a switch, man. You just can't do videos, turn it on, and sales starts happening. So be consistent. But like I said, and start small, man. Maybe do 1 or 2 videos here and there. So yeah, attack it, man. Kurd Kashunagi. I love the graphic too, man. What about your membership-specific disc? What about membership-specific disc? Is it the same with labeling disc? For example, platinum member gets 10% CTG, bronze gets 5%. Is it the same concept? I mean, it really is. It's how you want to split those out. Yeah, I mean, there's no rule, Kurt. You know what I mean? You can do it any way you want. It really depends on your business model. I'm just giving you an example. The point I want to make with Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 is that you want to treat Tier 1, especially Tier 1, special, because those are the people who are keeping you in business. So let's hold on to them. Because I've been telling you, it's harder to get new clients. So let's hold on to our gold customers. That's what I was really saying. How to use discount pricing strategies to make more sales. Well, again, you try to avoid discounting because that impacts your bottom line. So I don't like using discounting as a strategy. The only strategy I have for discounting is I'll give you a discount if you buy more. I'll give you a discount if you extend the contract. So instead of signing a 1-year contract, Mr. Customer, will you sign a 3-year contract? Then I'll give you a discount. So that's how you can increase your average deal size in that way. Rod, back again. Appreciate it. How would you retain unsatisfied or angry customer? Where would you start to get him, her on your side? How would you transmit empathy and at the same time not fall into the subservience trap? The what was the book I just finished reading? It's called The Expansive Sale. That's what it was. It's called the Expansive Sale. And one of the authors is Tim, I could never spell his name right, Reister, something like that. And in that book, there's a co-author with Tim Reister, The Expansive Sale. It really talks about how to win back customers who are unhappy. It's a great book, highly recommended. Check it out. It has like the scripts and verbiage and even the sequence of how do you make an apology. Yeah, the sequence on how to make an apology, man. So, I'm making my soul appointments by phone for him. I'm looking forward to Sunday. Way to go. Way to go. I'll see you Sunday. Anitra. All right, I'm going to start wrapping this thing up. I mean, in a way, we kind of show our customers that we care, but TNC should be applied. Who knows? T3 might want to move up. I'm not going to argue with you, man. You're absolutely right, Kurt. They could, man. They could. I'm just saying, I'm with Pete on this one. Sorry for my bad English. Well, I don't know where you're from, but let's assume that Kusanagi is from, I don't know, Japan. I can't speak Japanese, so I think you're doing better than me. So way to go, man. There's nothing wrong with your English, brother. There's nothing wrong with it at all. The book is, there it is, Value-Added Selling. How to Sell More Profitably, Confidently, and Professionally by Competing on Value, Not Price, by Tom Riley and Paul Riley. Got it. There was a second author. It must be his son or something. Agreed, competitor discount is a distraction. Sometimes it will never change our company's goal and make us no different than, shouldn't we keep our company's unique value? Look, man, if you can sell on your unique value, I say absolutely, man. That's what you want. It's how do you sell that value? And that's like another conversation. I got to do a whole live stream just on that, man. Let me take a few more, and then I'm out of here, man. And by the way, hit the like button if you like, and down there, especially on YouTube, man. That's where I'm driving a lot of traffic. I know if you're on Facebook, go over to YouTube, hit the like button there. And again, tell me, are there topics you want me to cover, man? Because I like doing this. I like sharing with you 3 times a week. I've decided to keep it 3 times a week, by the way. I was going to go like 5 times, 1 every day, but I was like, it might be too much. You guys probably get tired of me, man. Engel says, thank you, man. Right back at you, man. Just a question. I can see your post is not sponsored here in Facebook. Is that your strategy, not using FB Boost? Yeah. I think the one I'm trying to get, Engel, if I can, between you, me, and whoever's on the stream, I'm trying to get on LinkedIn. I've already submitted 3 times an application to get linked, to go live on LinkedIn. I believe that's where the majority of my clients are at, and a lot of them actually find me on YouTube. So those are the ones I really focus in on. Remember when I talked about pick your channels? To me, YouTube and LinkedIn are my channels. That's why I spend more effort, if you know what I mean. Great question, though, man. I hope I answered it. Tarun is right about something. Let me see what he said. Tarun said, if you have labeled discount for a tier 1 client apart from extra services, would it not create a sense of discontent for tier 2 and tier 3, especially when it's labeled as a COVID discount? Yeah, great question, Matt. All right, okay, let's go there, because that's a really good question. That's when you can tie in revenue dollar minimums. Revenue dollar minimums. I said, and what you can do, and you can line it up this way, and you could say, I'd be more than happy to give you that discount. The thing is, for you to get the tier 1 discount, you have to buy more than $500,000 a year, right? If you buy more than $500,000, I can give you that. To get the tier 2 discount, if you buy more than $200,000 a year, I can give you that discount. I mean, notice I didn't say no. So the customer said, well, you gave tier 2, I gave him 10, I gave him 7, I gave you 3. Well, you gave them 7%, to which I would say, I did. I can give you 7% too. You just have to move your revenue number or your order increased volume to that level. That's how you do it, man. Remember, I didn't say no. I just said you have to hit a certain revenue level. That's a great question. I'm glad you brought that up. So that's a good way of looking at it. So if you're not consistent, it's not just consistent, it's amazing content and consistent way. The Bunisher, you're awesome, man. Thank you very much. All right, let me start wrapping up. I recommend your book, Response Block Selling, for my new friend who is entering. I'm telling you, Response Block Selling, it's like one of the smallest books I have, but it is my favorite book, and I think the most impactful when it comes to selling. So if you wake me out of a dead sleep and says, Victor, which of your 14 books would you recommend that would impact my selling the most? I would always say Response Block Selling. And by the way, if you're a member of the Sales Velocity Academy, all the books are on there for free, and I even have some additional videos that you can't find anywhere else within the Sales Velocity Academy. And again, it's $29.99 a month, and it's not a big investment, especially if you're serious about being in sales. So thank you for bringing that up. All right, man. Sparrow's Tail has, thank you. I recently committed to a regular Instagram posting schedule. I will see if I can incorporate videos into the schedule. There you go, man. That's what you got to do. Just be very consistent. Kurt says, thank you. I use my artist profile pic. Gotta love the Monkey King. Dude, can I just tell you something, Kurt? You're not going to believe this, man. I love the first one. The Monkey King, I saw it. The first one I thought was awesome. The second one I didn't like that much. If you don't know what we're talking about, there's the movies. It's a movie called Monkey King. The second one was the first one was great. And if you're wondering why did I watch a movie called The Monkey King, because when you're on a long flight and you're traveling, you'll look at anything to distract you. And so I watched that movie. Today's discount is tomorrow's starting negotiation point. Well said, man. That should be a quote somewhere. That should be a quote somewhere. And that's why we label the thing. I really like how you read so much. I do. Somebody asked me how much I read. I read about, try to do a book a week. And by the way, the best way to read books is I have what I call the 100-page rule. Now, the 100-page rule is very simple. You should apply this rule. It's a really good rule. I will read the book, and if I get to page 100 and I don't find anything I want or anything that goes, I didn't know that. I'm just looking for one nugget in 100 pages. I stop reading it and I donate the book to Goodwill. I just donate the book. So I have a 100-page rule. So sometimes there's books that I'll never mention because they've never made it past 100 pages. I just get rid of them. And I think, it's amazing to me that, to me, the education piece is how I make money. By that I mean it's, the more you educate, the more you know about things, the more you're aware, the more things you begin to see. And it's amazing how people just don't spend, I say just 15 minutes a day. That's all you need, minimum 15 minutes a day, just to be able to actually read and up your game. And 15 minutes, I think I did the numbers, that's like 1% of your day. And if you just do 15 minutes, which is 1% of your day, and you do that for a year, can you imagine how much smarter, if you believe in compound interest, compound IQ, how much smarter you'll be at the end of the year. I think it'll be impressive. All right, I'm gonna wrap up here, man. You guys got a lot of questions, man. We got Craig. I'm scrolling through some of these because I got too many, and I got to get out of here, man. We've been out here an hour and 10 minutes. You guys are awesome. Again, I got a lot of these things here. Leave a comment in the comment section, where, especially if you want to know where to leave the comments, the best place to leave a comment, it's on YouTube. I go to Facebook, obviously, but I'm always on YouTube, and that's where I respond to a lot of comments. So if you have a question, put it in the comment section below on YouTube if you want me to respond. And I try to go through all the comments on YouTube. I don't look at the Facebook. You guys don't see this, but I got comments coming in from Facebook Personal, my fan page on Facebook. I got it coming in from Twitch. I got it coming in from YouTube, and I got it coming in for Periscope, which is Twitter. So I got all these feeds coming in, so I'm always trying to manage all these feeds. So if I didn't get your comment, I apologize. On that note, I'm out of here. Again, the next one is Tuesday. I don't know what the topic is yet, but again, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. And remember, Victor Antonio says that selling ain't hard when you know how. Take care.